All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Daniel Castro. I'm the director of the Center for Data Innovation. I'd like to welcome you to Data Innovation Day 2017. This is our first time in this venue, so apologies for starting a few minutes late, but I know some people were having trouble finding the location, so just bear with us for that. So for those of you that don't know the Center for Data Innovation, we're a nonprofit, nonpartisan public policy think tank that's working to close the gap between the potential of data and where we are today. So we do this by working with a variety of stakeholders, stakeholders in academia and business, as well as all levels of government, on how we can have policy accelerate data-driven innovation. And we've had three primary areas of focus in our research over the past year. First, we've been working on open data, so we've done a lot of work with Congress on legislation that would guarantee that anyone in the public can freely access and reuse federal data. And there's legislation that's pending right now in Congress that we're hopeful might even get passed before the end of the year that would really codify the President Obama's open data executive order. Second, we're doing a lot of work on the Internet of Things. We have a number of reports that are available at the entrance. So we've done reports looking at how the federal government is using the Internet of Things, how the federal government is supporting the private sector's adoption of the Internet of Things. We've also called for a national strategy to accelerate the deployment and use of this technology throughout different industries. We also this year put out a report looking at smart cities and specifically looking at how the federal government can help support state and local efforts to support and build smart cities in lots of communities. And finally, on artificial intelligence, this has been the last area of focus for us. And we've been the primary voice in Washington that's talked about the importance of deploying AI in all of our industries, about the current race to be the global leader in this area, and how the United States is facing a challenge from countries like China, the UK, and Canada, who are actively pursuing top leadership in this field, and that the United States wants to succeed in this space. The most important thing we can do for our workers is actually promote adoption across different industries. Before we begin today's event, I just want to note a few logistics. First of all, the event is being recorded and livecast. For those of you that are watching online, you're welcome to participate. This is intended to be a two-way conversation. So if you're not in the room, you can use the hashtag data innovation, and we can ask any of your questions here in the room. If you're in the room, of course, you can use Twitter to ask questions as well. We'll also save plenty of time for Q&A with every panel. We do have Wi-Fi in the room. If you didn't get the access code, we do have slips of paper at the entrance that you can get to get online. And finally, if anyone needs the restrooms, they are downstairs, along with water and anything else you may need. And finally, I want to thank Statescoop, who is our media partner for this event and who is also sponsoring the reception after the panel discussions. So this is our fifth year to host Data Innovation Day. And the goal of the conference has always been to explore the benefits of data and create conversations about practical opportunities to leverage data for positive social and economic outcomes. The theme of this year's conference is Smarter Government and Smarter Communities. And our goal is to discuss how the public sector is using various technologies to create better government, smarter infrastructure, and more inclusive communities. And so there's really three main themes that we want to explore in all of our panels today. First, how do we create inclusive innovation? How do we ensure that everyone in the community benefits from these technological advances, and also that all communities, whether it's urban or rural, high income or low income, share in these benefits? Second, what should government agencies do to make better use of AI? This technology is available now. Why aren't we seeing more use of this in government, and what can we do right now to actually make progress? So we're going to be talking about concrete steps the government can take in the next maybe 12 to 18 months, and also what metrics for success we should be using to evaluate these different programs. And third, how can government, which is often seen as a technology laggard, actually become a technology leader in this space? Will we ever reach a point where we say there's a lot the government can teach the private sector about using technology? And even today, are there some lessons that we can pass on? So some of these challenges are ones that the public sector has obviously been wrestling with for a long time. technology adoption is difficult in any organization. There's not always simple answers. But some of these challenges are new, and they're unique to the emerging technologies that we're seeing out there today. So thanks to everyone for joining us today, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into our first panel, which is Building Smart Communities. This will be moderated by my colleague, Josh Neal. So let me invite Josh up and our three panelists. Thank you.